and you guys have something to present or do.
We don't have anything to present today, so feel free to keep your slides up. And we're gonna go ahead and start letting folks come on in. We'll do a little bit of meet and greet. Then I'll introduce them to you all and let you all take over. And then at the end, I'll just come back and just remind them that we'll be back here in the same place for our next session on next week.
Perfect.
Christina said, can you let her know the file name that it might be so she can pull it up really quickly? And
Um,
I'm going to send you an email right now so that I can get it
it
as
should say
well.
USPTO resources for independent inventors, small business owners, and entrepreneurs.
Okay. All right. So let me just, Gotham, what's your
And
email address?
GAUTAM.UBALE@uspto.gov.
UB, uh,
ALE like ale.
ALE at USPTO. Okay. All the traditional governments.
Yep.
I used to work for the government, so I'm a little bit familiar. Lloyd and I both have, so he's on with me today.
Um, Hi. Sorry to interrupt. Ebony said she's not aware of the PDF document. However, she said you can ask Cherise.
Yeah, I put a ask out to Cherie, so hopefully if she's pulling it, if not, I'm sending an email to Gotham right now, so he'll be able to send it over to me, and then I'll make sure we all get it so we can go ahead and make sure we make it available for everyone today. All right. Hello. Perfect. All right, so that's coming over to you now. I want to make sure you got it before I. And mine is Servola dot, well, no dot, Servola at, at motivate.enterprises. There you go.
Enterprises, that's it.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so I will think I got something.
Did you get my hello email?
Yes, I did, and you
Perfect.
should see that. I just emailed you, so you should have it.
All right, perfect. All right, we're gonna let everybody in then.
And Sabola, can you forward that to the board? And so we can
I
all have
sure
it.
will. I'll forward it now while we're inviting everyone in. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. We're excited to have you all in here today. Please go ahead. Feel free to utilize the chat to share who you are, where you're from. And please use it as an avenue to share your contact information, the work that you're doing. We're so excited to have each and every one of you here for our, basically today is Resources Day. So we're going to be really going into and just so honored to have Gotham and Sahar here to go into the details on the resources for independent inventors, small business owners, and entrepreneurs. That is what we're going to be doing today. But we're also going to do a little bit of a recap from the previous session just to kind of level set us on what was shared before and before we get into all the details of today. So please go ahead and come on in, say hi in the chat. We want to make sure that's available to you. And feel free to use the chat to ask any questions as we go through our time together today. We're really excited about each and every one of you joining us. And if you are able to come up on camera, we love to see your faces. If you're not, we understand because we're all busy people and we're all doing things. So we appreciate you all. But I am Servola Frazier, and I am from Black Innovation Leaders of Florida, one of the board members. Hey, Caleb, good to see you. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. And this is a part of a 4-part series. So please mark your calendars for next week, same time. We'll be right back to really inspire and encourage and inform our community about the resources that are available to us around patent and trademarks. So it's really important for us to have this information and to make it tangible to us. So today I have my counterpart, Lloyd Richard here, and I also think I saw Dr. Wanda Eugene in the audience. So wonderful. These are board members here for BILF, and I don't want to not give them an opportunity to share. So Lloyd or Dr. Eugene, if you have anything you want to share. Lloyd, I see you're up. Let's go.
Yes, welcome everybody. I think this is a great opportunity for us all to learn about all these resources and what BILF, Black Innovation Leaders of Florida, is doing with the USPTO. We definitely appreciate Gotham and his coworker coming on to help us out.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, Dr. Eugene, you have anything you want to share before we get kicked off today?
No, just excited. This is meeting a huge gap in our community. I frequently tell the story of when I used to be a patent examiner, and I would get phone calls of everyone about innovative ideas, and it was just always limited resources in getting this information distributed. So really excited about what we're doing right now.
Wonderful. And we still have folks coming on in, so we're going to continue to bring them on in as we get started today. But we want to take full advantage of all the time that we have. So I'm going to turn it over to Gotham and Sahar, and they're going to get us kicked off today. Please feel free to utilize the chat to ask any questions as you go along, and so that we can go back in and touch it in the chat to capture those questions. But Gotham, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this session. Today, we'll be discussing the various resources that USPTO offers to independent entrepreneurs, inventors, small business owners. But before that, I'll just introduce quickly. My name is Gautam Ubale. I'm a primary patent examiner, and I'm also an assistant outreach coordinator at the office here. And with me, I have Sahar. She's also in a similar roles as us. And we are both here to help you out. I'm going to be presenting. If you have any questions related to these slides, please put it in chat. Sahar can help you. If that doesn't get answered, we'll try to answer at the end of the presentation. And also there is an opportunity if we miss everything, you have the email address at the end that you can shoot out the emails about your questions and we'll get them answered too. Also, please note that this presentation is only for information purposes only, and it is not a legal advice. If you need to get any legal advice, please approach any legal consults. So let's jump into quickly, just to give you an overview, what is USPTO, right? The USPTO is basically dedicated to fostering innovation and economic growth by providing reliable and high quality IP system, which is intellectual property we're talking about. So America's innovation agency, we play a super crucial role in ensuring that inventors, entrepreneurs have the resources to protect their intellectual property. So just going a little background of where it all evolved from, right? So from early patent laws to modern trademark protection, the concept of intellectual property has played crucial role in fostering innovation and protecting creators' rights. As the technology has continued to advance, the importance of IP right is in various industries have become increasingly significant. So again, this constitutional provision reflects the founding fathers' recognition of the value of protecting intellectual property as means of encouraging progress and creativity. So by granting exclusive right to creators and inventors, the government incentivizes innovation and ensures that society continues to benefit from new ideas and advancement from thereafter. So what are the types of intellectual property, right? Some of you might have joined last Tuesday, and we went through some of this, but intellectual property comes in various forms, so like patents, as you see here, trademark, copyright, and then there is thing called trade secret, right? Each type of this serves as a different purpose in protecting the creation and innovation of individuals and their businesses. And we'll go through what they curtail to each slide in the next few slides. So what is patent, right? A patent basically provides you the legal power to prevent others from making, using, or selling your invention within the United States or importing into the country for a period of usually 15 to 20 years, in exchange for publicly disclosing the details of the invention. So this exclusive right allows you to protect your innovative ideas and investment, giving you a competitive advantage in the market, basically. And just for people, there is no such thing called worldwide patents. However, inventors can file for patent in multiple countries through various international treaties and agreement. And one such agreement is called Patent Cooperation Treaty, which is PCT, which allows applicants to seek patent protection in multiple countries by filing single international application. Because US is first to file system, so you get 20 years of protection on the utility patent and plant patents. So what is trademark? Do you guys have seen this constantly everywhere? So a trademark basically helps consumer identify the source of product or services. It basically makes it easier for them to make purchasing decisions, right? So you've seen Samsung logo, you've seen Apple logo, you see them and you just know, oh, you know what? This is the phone or TV, Samsung TV, or something related. When you see, those are all trademark. It basically also encourages trademark owners to maintain consistent level of quality in their offerings, thus building the goodwill towards it. So what does trademark not do, right? It does not mean you legally own a word or a phrase. It does not mean you can stop others from using the word or phrase. And it also does not mean people owe you money if they use a word or phrase. So basically, you have to have the trade. If you file for trademark, it needs to associate your product and services or goods, whatever that is. So next is copyright. So what copyright basically protects original works of authorship, such as literally musical, artistic work, and the C symbol with the circle can be used even without registration. Though registration with the Library of Congress will offer additional benefits to you. The terms of copyright is generally life of an author plus 70 years or 95 years for first publication from the work made for hire. And another critical thing about copyrighted, the work must be fixed in a tangible form of expression. So it has to be on some kind of tangible form. That's very critical. So like when you take pictures, it's on your phone, those are copyrightable. Now, only time you can really go after anybody for not sharing that is basically you have to register with Library of Congress at that point of time. Next is, what is trade secret? Does anybody know what trade secrets are? You can put it in chat. And I think we went over it if some of you guys attended last time, but am I seeing anything in chat? No, everybody's shy. Coke is the best example. Okay, yeah, that's right. I think somebody listened to my slides last time. Yep, KFC, that's correct. Recipes, Great. Well, anyways, a trade secret basically involves information that derives economic value from not being generally known, right? And they can also include formulas, patents, methods, processes, anything that is protected and is rooted in common law, basically. There's no time limit. And what it is you guys already mentioned some of the what do you call examples? What are trade secrets? KFC's recipe. Um, Also, Google search algorithm is also a trade secret. Also, Big Mac special sauce. That's also recipe. What do you call trade secret? WD-40. When you're sliding doors, don't slide the way you want it. That WD-40 has a special formula for that. So those are just few examples for them. So now we gave you the overview. Now, how do you, finagle to the USPT resources? And we're going to jump into all next 20 slides just on resources that is available for, entrepreneurs and individual inventors. So USPTO provides wide range of resources to inventors, entrepreneurs, small businesses, and navigate to the IP system. These resources are designed to make it easier for you to protect your innovations. So when you log into the homepage, you will have a search bar and you can put in anything that you want in that, and you will see the information that you are looking for. You have to go through a few bullet points to see which one really resonates with you guys. So USPT also has an expanding their innovation hub, which is one of their many initiatives by the USPTO to support inventors and entrepreneurs. This basic hub basically offers access to valuable information and resources that can help bring your ideas to life. Again, USPTO has regional offices across country, including the new Southeast Regional Office in Atlanta, Georgia, that's going to open by end of next year. And this office is basically provide localized support and resources for inventors and businesses in the region. So after next year, Florida would be under the Southeast Regional Office instead of the Eastern Regional Office. And there are other couple states that will fall. That still needs to be formalized. So again, USPTO's website offer tons of information sections for entrepreneurs, inventors, small businesses, and here you can find multiple tools that can guide and help you to navigate through the each of these tabs. So if you needed to kind of stuck that, hey, what kind of IP do I have? So you could basically click on types of IP protection. There is a tab, I think I'm going to go next, which I think I meant to say was what kind of IP I possess. And it will basically help you identify what do you really possess at that point of time by answering some questions. And we'll go over that slide too quickly. But again, people have resources for startups. So if you're starting up with something and you're looking for some kind of funding, access capital, there's a whole section here. You can see each sections, you can read through it. Again, do your homework, protect your IP rights. There's tons of information for this. And then we also provide comprehensive videos library where you can learn more about patents, trademarks, and IP topics. These resources are available online and can be accessed anytime. So if you can attend some of our presentations or other free presentations from Patent Office that we run, you're most welcome to go see here at your convenience. And then we also provide assistance centers. One is on the patent side and one for trademark. They offer support through phone, email during those business hours. And ISC members offer valuable patent information and services to public. Their exceptional team consists of former supervisory patent examiners and highly skilled former primary examiners. They are usually dedicated assisting any inquiries regarding patent examination policies, procedures, forms that you're stuck with, anything like that. But they will not help you with any legal or for kind of formulating your claims or writing your specifications or description for your patent or anything. But they can definitely give you everything: fees, drawings, what's required, how much, all kind of information on that. In fact, one of the guys called me last week. I met through some group, and he had question regarding trademark, and he had filed for trademark for a slogan for clothing. So our office sent him an office action saying that, hey, we're going to change your class, and he was confused. What do I do? Do I need to pay an additional fee? All I kind of directed him was, first try to approach calling the Trademark Assistance Center, and they should be able to help you with those things. And yeah, he hasn't called me after that. I think he got what he needed from them. So they are a great resource. I will definitely recommend that. For those who are filing patent application without registered practitioners, the Process Assistance Program provides outreach education to help you navigate the process. This service, again, is available from Monday to Friday, and you can contact them via email and phone. Next, we also have a patent pro bono program, which is a free legal assistance to financially under-resourced independent inventors and small businesses. This program is run by a nationwide network of independent organizations that match volunteer patent professionals with eligible inventors. So basically, and you can see more information on this site here, Pro Bono Patents, under the USPTO's website. And basically, to qualify for this, participant must have an income that is 300% below the federal poverty guidelines. So this support helps inventors who can't afford to protect their innovative ideas. So we also offer complimentary legal aid to support and guide independent inventors and small businesses through process of preparing and submitting a patent application. Our extensive network spans across the entire country and consists of program operated independently, connecting volunteer patent professionals with inventor businesses who are facing financial limitations. Each regional program serves residents of one or more states and ensuring that they have comprehensive coverage. Eligibility for our services, again, is based off income level, as well as applicant understanding the patent procedures and innovative inventions. So we also have 60 law school clinic across the country, which again, you can tap into to get pro bono legal services for inventors, entrepreneurs, and small businesses. This clinic allows law students to practice before USPTO under supervision, and offering valuable services to those who qualify for the services. What else is there here? Yeah, and if you need to really seek out for anything, you can, again, go through this link, and I think my colleague must have put that link on the chat too. We also have Patent and Trademark Resource Centers. These are a network of public and state and academic libraries designated to basically disseminate patent and trademark information. They provide access to resources, explain application processes. They offer classes on intellectual property too, and many other services. So again, their main goal is to basically give out valuable patent and trademark information to public, meeting the diverse intellectual property requirement of the public in an optimal manner. Um, so my highly recommendation when you reach out to PTRC centers is to basically call ahead and make an appointment. That's the best way. So you get 100% of your time when you are there. And there is one, at least that I know of in Orlando, the UCF campus has the PTRC center. So you could, if you're around, make an appointment there, go there. And plus you can click on that link and you should be able to, look for whatever state you are in, what centers we have. So here you see the red one, that's the college and university library, which I'm talking about, UCF. And then the others are, the blue one is city or county public library has them, near Miami and Broward County, sounds like it. So again, USPTO also offers reduced patent fees for small and micro entities, which is providing significant savings for individuals and organizations. And the criteria for this reduction includes business size, income levels, and number of previous patent application filed. So if you're a small business, less than 500 employees, or a nonprofit, instead of an average fee for an organization is, let's say, first filing for a patent utility is 2,000, you're getting 60% off that 2,000 fees. That's just the application fees. Other legal fees that you pay for the lawyers are different. Same for micro entity, it's 80%. You're almost getting, you're paying 1/4 price on that. And then for those who are needing expedited patent processing, USPTO also offers programs like Track One and First Time Filer Expedited Examination Pilot Program. Basically, this helps reduce the time it takes to receive the first office action on your application. And so I think the perfect example would be when we had COVID, the pharmaceutical companies were like Moderna had filed their application in a fast track, so they could get their patent if they were eligible to receive one. It would come out, and then they could work on those medicines to really find the cure for the COVID, right? So those are the circumstances that I can think of when you want to do Track One, or if there is an immediate need that you need to get it out, get this going because of whatever, this is the best way to approach it. So also, US Patent Office also has resources support for CI Square, which aims to empower these inventors with level of playing field where you're able to foster innovation and economic growth by making more in an inclusive way, by offering guidance, pilot program which will streamline the application process, making it more efficient and user friendly. This means that inventors who are part of the pilot program will receive a faster response from patent office regarding their patent application. And the whole idea is to reduce the waiting time and provide prompt feedback to participants, so we can encourage innovation and progress in timely manner. The USPTO is also committed to supporting women entrepreneurs by providing resources and programs that address their unique needs in the innovation landscape. So the office has observed a significant increase in women entrepreneurship in recent years, and this trend is positive indication of growing influence and contribution of women in the business world. And again, you should search for this, or just that link, initiative.we, and you should be able to, and Sarah has already put that link here too. So this is the one tool that I was mentioning to you guys in the previous slide, that an IP identifier tool, which is an excellent resource for determining what type of intellectual property you may have. So just by answering a few questions, you can receive a tailored result of resources. to help you protect and manage your intellectual property assets. And I think in the previous presentation, I went through it quickly to show what all it spits out, basically. But if you need me to, I can show you again. We might have enough time at the end of the presentation. And then we have other resources too, which you can call this number anytime you need, and we should be able to assist you with your patent searches or anything related to these links that's in the slide here. And again, stay engaged with USPTO. You can attend any of our free events by registering via Eventbrite, and we really cover a wide range of intellectual property seminars. So you'll see every Thursdays we have a bunch of presentations, or throughout the week also. And yeah, and we also have an alert system where you can register and you can get notified about any events that you are interested in, subscribing for mailing services or anything like that. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. I know this resource section was like not that too crazy, so we finished it within the time frame more than expected. But please feel free to ask questions related to previous week's presentation or this week, whatever you guys have. Or you guys want me to go back to any slide that you need to capture, please feel free.
All right, any questions, please feel free to put those in the chat. And also anything you all want Gotham to go back in and kind of look over again. If you're wanting to do a little bit more on the IP identifier, definitely put that in the chat, that walkthrough, what have you. Anything that you all have questions about, any of the services that you didn't fully understand. There's a lot of services here. So we are going to be providing you the document of all of these pieces that Gotham has been sharing and Sahara has been putting in the chat. But I will remind you, please click those 3 dots in the chat to save, so that you can save the chat as well. So capture those links. It looks like we do have a question from Caleb in the chat. He says, do the PTRC libraries have access to global filing databases? Most of my office actions had to do with conflicting international filings. The process could have been more efficient, less costly if access to the international DB were available at the time of preparation.
So they do. PTRC libraries have the database available. In fact, if you do yourself Google Patent or Google Scholar search too, and if you search for it, you will see applications, publications from all around the world, China, everywhere. So they are able to access these databases, and they should be able to help you with that.
Perfect. Does that answer your question, Caleb?
To save myself some keystrokes, I guess really what I'm asking is, can an inventor have access to the same databases that the USPTO resource has? Right.
Yes,
so
they do.
yeah, and where would I get access for if I am filing in the future and I want
Okay.
to know, is there existing art anywhere in the world that patent office is going to have access to? I want to know that up front. Where would I find access? How do I get access to that database?
So one is definitely PTRC would be the first bet, because sometimes a lot of databases you need to be a member or something, correct? And you don't get access to some of those publications. So that's when PTRC libraries would be a great resource. Which is the same resources we use in our system too, where for the what do you call non-patent literatures and any kind of scholarly stuff, but you should be able to access almost everything on Google Scholar and those systems. But there are times that you question yourself, you need to get more additional help. I would highly recommend to, visit these libraries for sure. And then Sarah has also put the patent public search, which will look like this, which is our database that we use for, so you should be able to search in this, everything that we do too. But not everything, I wouldn't say everything, because I see only US related publications here.
And this has specifically got them the problem that I encountered is that
Okay.
when I went to do the research, I only found US data. And when the
Yes, because I
patent
see
was
that.
submitted, the officer then came back with, well, what about this in Russia and this in China, right? And so that's inefficient and costly. And so there's got to be a more efficient way that you guys are equipping inventors.
And that's a great feedback. We're gonna make a note, because I looked it up now too, and seeing that it only covers you. I don't know what's the reason behind that it doesn't have other databases, but meanwhile, you definitely have this resource where you can really I'm just gonna put I want to just mobile phone. So I think here you should be able to find everything and anything from, I would say, all around the world, basically. And let me see, because there is Google Scholar also, which is what we used to. Yeah, so yeah, it's a same, takes me to the same. I have a different same Google Scholar website where I can filter a lot of things. But yeah, and there you go. Sahar has put patent scope, which is another, you can access this database, which has a lot of international stuff that you should be able to. I'll just put, just to curiosity right now to see what it does. Yeah, so you see France, see. Yeah, you see Germany. So yeah, this is, thanks, Sarah. That's amazing. Hope, Cal, that helps at least for you to just do initial searching and research on this. Won't be as
It
amazing
does.
as this
Really
one.
raising the point more so for others that's on the call. I ended
Yeah.
up actually calling USPTO and saying,
Okay.
this does not make sense that I don't learn about these particular filings until it's already been submitted. And one of the resources provided me with a set of links. But as an inventor, I shouldn't have to go through, I shouldn't have to call and ask the officer, what are you using that my patent lawyer doesn't have access to, right? And so
Right.
all I'm saying is you guys are aware of it now. And so I request that internally you give it some thought and figure out how you can make whatever the officers have access to within your office, the inventor should have access to those the same data. So you don't have this ping pong match going on for years,
Right.
office actions, because as you know, every time there's an office action, the inventor, the register is ringing up, right? And so that's inefficient and highly costly.
Correct. And I think if you had approached any legal resource consults, they should be able to have access to international too, because they technically should have that. But if they don't, then I'm not sure about how you reach out to these legal people. But yeah, I would do your own due diligence in that aspect to make sure that I'm tapping into the right consults or legal lawyers, whatever, who can provide right information, because they should have access to databases like that.
Yeah. And speaking of legal, there's a question in the chat. Can you speak more to the resources for deciphering the novelty or patentability of your idea before engaging legal assistance?
Like, what are you trying to ask? And because we're not
I
supposed to
think
give
the
legal
question
advice,
is,
right?
you know, sometimes we think that our ideas are the only one in the world. And so when we
Correct.
start to think about deciphering what other resources are there out there for us to utilize to decipher the novelty of what we're doing, or the patentability of an idea that we have, just to make sure that it's something that truly is patentable.
And I think that's where it's the best is to start here, right? You start saying, how, let me see, IP. I'm just gonna put utility patent and let's see what it. So I think the first thing is how to basically, if you have an idea and how do I go for it, applying for a patent, I think the first thing they're gonna say is do your search, do enough search that you can really figure out, is it a novelty? If you don't think you can find it, then as I said, this whole slide was all about resources. You're gonna call PTRC, call IAC, Inventor Assistance Center. Just ask them, they would be able to guide and help you. Means, yes, somewhere you have to put some part of your time to really, because you are want to perceive that, right? So that would be my suggestion and understand. But this is where you can do this. It also has, we suggest a 6-step strategy, which is same, and then we have bunch of things, inventor search assistance. So there's a bunch of things that you can basically just go in applying for patents. And I think what Sahar has put, some of these links are indirectly linked to some of these things. And we also have the attorneys and agents who are registered practitioners. You don't have to use them, but you have that option too here. Hope that helps answer that one.
I think so. And I think one of the resources that you shared, I think would be good, which is the IP identifier, just kind of helping to identify,
Yes.
what type of intellectual property, they actually have. Then I can kind of point them in the right direction from there.
Correct.
Dr. Eugene, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, my question was more digging into in the past, some of my experiences is people don't always know how to navigate, like when they look at their idea, it's kind of like the baby from the bathwater kind of idea. So it's like your whole idea might not necessarily be the innovation. It might be like one small portion of it. And so when you go to do a patent search and you're looking for the whole thing, and it's like, oh yeah, I got it. And it's like, yeah, not quite, right? And so it's the process of understanding, like, how do you parse it and then do the searching, right? So the searching and those resources are great, but there's a step that comes before that people don't often talk about sufficiently.
Correct. Thanks, Eugene, for that.
I think maybe in that sense, if you reach out to a PTRC, they can help you formulate the search or give you an idea. So that's a good place to start as well. After you've perhaps played around with the search terms and the resources that PTO has, and then also Google Scholar and the WIPO, get a sense of what art is there, and then reaching out to a PTRC.
So
So when you reach out to PTRC, they will give you like the different arts, so to search within that, or is it kind of just broadly give you an idea of how to like phrase things to do the search?
Yeah, I think it's more broad. Go ahead, Gotham.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
They can't, give you the exact search, provide any legal advice, but they can get you sort of in the mind frame of how you need to formulate your search and how to combine your key terms and that kind of thing.
Thank you.
So, and majority times, as I said, that we encourage that you always hire a lawyer or somebody who can really, because this process can get complicated. So for them to write your claims, once you do enough of this searching and get resources that you need, you at least have some jump start now what to decide. So you're basically cutting out so many other legal fees at that point of time that you can just go prepared, that with any legal concern that, hey, I have done this, I have this information. Now I just need to file for it and I need help, maybe making the claims, writing the claims, or, in those aspects. And again, this means you can see here PTRC's whole section within our patent main web page. You can call, get, look for anything that you need and ask for help from them too.
All right, to Dr. Eugene's point, is there a checklist, and you may have went over this before, that hey, if you're new to this, these are the top things that you need to be considering doing, type of resources, so that, as we're looking at resources, this is a go-to, so you're kind of tracking where you should be in the process.
Are you talking about after you file for patent? How do I
No,
track
I
for?
mean, like, you're about to start, you've got this idea and you're about to get into this process, and you kind of determine that what you think you might need to do to protect it. And so, where do you go? Like, you're going to go to the USPTO website, but where would you suggest, or is there some form of a checklist? And in order to do that, so I'm seeing you in the IP identifier. So go ahead, Gotham.
Yeah, I'm doing this just to my meanwhile, and I think I don't play enough with this because, but when I go through these questions, this is where you start first, right? And you will just make sure your answers, whatever. I just randomly selected it just for the time purposes, but here it spits out that it gave me check marks for all these four. So I don't have a utility patent, I don't have a plant patent, so I can basically trademark, copyright, or a design patent. So it could be just the iPhone's design that you're patenting, and you can copyright that, you can trademark it too, and it could be trade secret based on what chemical composition you use to make the structure of it, something in that aspect. So once you have this kind of an idea, you can basically then go into this advanced IP identifier. I haven't played with advanced IP identifier, but you can definitely, it will tailor it more to your needs down the line. And once you have that, you will at least have some framework that now what do I need to do? So I know now I'm going to do trademarks, right? So you can just go into USPTO's trademark section, just like the patent, right? I would go in here, search for, or you can just click trademarks here too. Trademark basic, process overview, search for trademark database, means there's all kind of information here. Means I'm hoping that there's enough information that there shouldn't be like, oh, what do I do next? But it can be overwhelming too sometimes, right? Because there's tons of information and you don't know how to navigate through this. And that is when I think it's always pick up the phone, call IAC, or Trademark Assistance Center, ask them, hey, this is where I am. What do I need to do next? What would you guide me? And I think you should be able to get those answers easily.
The link I put, the inventor and entrepreneur resources, that I think that's a good place to start. It really breaks it down. So like Gotham says, all the information is there, but it, you know, it has a getting started, what to do before you apply. Yeah, I think this is sort of organized in
Organize
an easier way to find your resources.
and that link
Perfect.
is also in chat basically. So
Yeah.
hopefully that should take you, and it also talks about fees. And I don't know, did I
Dr.
miss this
Eugene, is that
slide
more
or
in the
was this
speed of what you were thinking?
right? Was
Yeah, it does.
and
All
here
right,
see
any other
here
questions?
register for there's another August 16, 17, which is it's past due. But I was gonna say that you can register for Invention Con. But
Can
again,
you speak more to what that is? So when that comes up again, people are familiar with Invention Con is?
Sarah, do you want to speak on that?
I'll put
Okay.
the link in the chat. Yeah, this just happened last week. Basically, they have speakers and, you know, they have activities for kids on various topics related to innovation. It happens every year.
Is this the one that the kids were doing some chemical, all slime, making
Yes.
slimes? Yep. So it's pretty, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And also, you know,
And
the
it
other thing.
happens.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just basically a gathering to increase knowledge about intellectual property. There are activities for kids, there are speakers. Typically, it's a 2-day event. And it does happen around the nation. So it just happened this past week.
And that was in DC, right? This time?
Yes.
Yeah. And again, this main webpage that I was mentioning, you could go in this public events and see all view 54 upcoming events. If you click on it, you'll start seeing that. So here is that Invention Con thing. But you can also register for any of these events, which are usually 90% time virtual. So if you can go there, you can definitely watch it live. Yep, and Sarah's put the hope that all this information is helping you guys.
Yeah, so we also slipped in the chat for those of you who are in here, the actual resources that Gotham and Sahara have provided to us. The document, that Google document that you saw on there, is access to that document as well. But I am going to just encourage you all to go ahead and save the chat, because there's so many links that have been provided in the chat as well, so that you can have that available. Yeah.
And you know, you also can filter what, as once you know that you are going to do patents or trademarks, you can just click on it and you don't need to see any of other things. You can just click on trademark and it will just filter things as per that. If you need to understand some guidance, trainings, initiatives, all kind of things, you just filter it through that and it will populate that way. But yeah, you just have to play around a little bit just to get familiarized with the whole website, but there's tons of information on here.
Awesome. Are there any final questions? We have about 5 minutes left in our time together today.
A quick question, just more walking through the process and kind of tying together what was spoke about. So if we were to kind of think through like okay, I have an idea. So then I go through the 6 questions that you showed, right? That page, right? And once I have that together, then I would reach out to my and I'm blanking on the name of the office, the I want to say PTAC, but that's not the PTRC.
PTRC. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I reach out to the PTRC. So I from there, I go, after I get my ideas together working with PTRC, I come back and I do my search, right? So I leverage the searching resources on the Patent and Trademark Office. And so once I have a search together and I'm pretty sure that I'm solid on submitting, my patent idea, then I reach out to which office in terms of you were talking about that provides the assistance, right? And so I just want to kind of line up when you use which
Right.
resource and how, so someone has a clear idea of how to go through the process and when and how to use the resources you mentioned.
Correct. So basically, let me pull the slides here. Give me a second. So I think you're talking about.
I think that would actually be a great info document too, infographic.
You're talking
Where you
about this
start
slide,
here,
right?
go here, go here. Yeah, go ahead.
Once you know that you're doing a trademark or patent, then you call those numbers basically at that point of time. But yes, you make a good comment too, Sarvila, that maybe we should make a flow chart of, hey, this, you start here, just a basic layman's flow chart to just give them a steps that now what do we do now? I think that's a good feedback that I can definitely look into that. That's a good idea because I can see that sometimes this can be too much information and you can get overwhelmed with it.
Yeah, and it also lets us know and lets those who are going through this process know what are the resources at what stage. And so if it's clearly, hey, I can go to this particular resource at this stage of my journey, then I know this is where I need to go next. And so that way it kind of eliminates all that, all those different question marks and different things like that. Well, I don't know about you all. There's been so many great resources that have been shared with us today. I know this is helpful. Even Kathy says, yes, that would be very helpful in the chat. There's been a lot of great resources shared here with us today. And I wanted to thank Gotham and Sahar for just really putting this information together for us and sharing it with us. As you all know, this doesn't stop today. Next week, we're going to come back and we're going to continue with patent basics. And that's where we're going to get into that basic information that you need to know before you get into this patent process so that you understand some of the ins and outs of that, just to set you up for success as you're going through this journey. So I'm excited for those of you who are like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? I would encourage you to come back next week as we go further into this. And I already see Kathy is like eager to come back next week to go further into understanding, the patent process and really what we're supposed to do when it's time for us to do that. What do we need to have together? How do we set ourselves up for success? So come back next week, ready and prepared to go into our next segment on patent basics. All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for your time. Again, Gotham and Sahar, we appreciate you all so much. We're super excited about it. And please feel free to come back next week with all those questions, because if you're like me, you're going to do a little research and you're going to want to know the things. So when you come back, definitely share in the chat and be ready to put those questions out there so we can get them answered. All right, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you all so much.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you
Bye.
next week. Bye.